That boy say you gonna feel the power.
Mm.
You know
We
what?
are just I don't oh. We are back. Bo Sports Talk live from StreamYard.com. BMO, Hendo, Freshly Snipes, the trilogy. I'm gonna say this 3 of 5 because another situation where I'm rooting for a draw. Wilder Fury go at it again on Saturday. This fight was supposed to take place in late August, but due to Tyson Fury's COVID-19 diagnosis, the fight got pushed back. Looks like everybody's good to go. We are here. And for me, the question is the same as it was in the first 2 fights. How much boxing has Wilder learned to set up the right-handed power shot? And if he hasn't learned anything, or if he hasn't gotten better, or if he hasn't added something new to the mix, Fury has seen it all from this dude. Fury's going to win this fight again. I think Fury will win this fight again, either by decision or by late knockout, because he's a better boxer, which allows for him to have a varied method of attack. Okay. I'm done being upset about what Deontay Wilder has not gotten better at in terms of boxing. This is what he is. He is a one-shot dude. I wish that he would do more to set that up, even if it's just a left jab, okay, or even a left hook to the body with the right uppercut. But he has not done that and probably won't have enough time to implement that into his regular game plan in order to make Fury blink. I've got Fury by decision or knockout. Either way it goes, this will be a full Fury ass kicking because I thought he won the first fight as well.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting fight. I think for me, I think that last fight was maybe a humbling situation for Wilder because we had seen Wilder be boisterous about things, and we know that Fury can take those punches. What I'm a little worried about is Fury's being in shape because the one thing about him is that he's a physical freak. He's fast for his weight, size, and everything, but is he in shape? How bad did the COVID hurt him? Because we know that COVID has done some things to fighters, as Dom has talked about in the MMA world and different things, where they don't recover as good. They may say they're fine, but the win ain't there. Your boxing questions are correct. I think for him, the thing that he's going to have a disadvantage at is obviously the reach of Fury. Fury has the jab. He has the footwork. He has to do the same thing. He has to be able to counter that. He can't go into this fight trying to expect a knockout because he found out in that first fight when it went a draw, he thought he knocked out, our mans, and he didn't. With all that being said, I would have took. I think Fury does win this. You know what? I think Wilder could win this fight, and I'm gonna tell you why. I just think that he knows. I think he has more to lose in this fight because I'm gonna use, as Dave would call it, the desperate, not team, but desperate man theory here. This is it for Fury. I mean Wilder. Wilder loses this fight. You think Joshua's in bad shape for losing 2 fights? Oh, Wilder's even worse. He doesn't have the international stuff and love, people that love him for that. This is it. Because he can't use the costume excuse. He can't use any other excuse, the trainer excuse, the boxing practices. He can't use any excuses. It's win now, not. And I think that he's been humble. I've been listening to his interviews. He's changed his diet up a little bit. He looks a little slimmer, which I think is going to be good for him. I think it's not that he needs a lot of boxing skills. He just has to tune up a little things because that first fight, it was a draw. It was a legit draw. It did take him a knockdown to sort of make that a draw, but I think that if he can just tune it up a little bit, I think he'll be fine. But yeah, I know Fury is the favorite, but I think Wilder can win this. I think he's desperate. So
I got Fury. The only thing I'm still more interested in seeing is what all did Wilder do to prepare himself for this. He did say that he had fired manager, trainers, got a whole new training team in. Like Hendo said, he has lost weight. He does look slimmer. I don't care about all that. Can you actually box against a guy that can fight, very unorthodox? He's a southpaw. He can also fight right-handed, change his stances. Very quick hand, very quick jab. Can move around the ring. Has great ring presence. He can pretty much, lead you towards the ropes or lead you towards the middle of the ring. As far as you have Wilder goes, you still a knockout artist. You fight with your hands down a lot, which I really hated seeing out those first 2 fights. If I see Wilder have his hands up, being patient and not trying to rush Fury and try to find a knockout punch, I want to see how
Fury counters with that. We may see a little technique from some rider to surprisingly, get him in like a couple of rounds, but I think this go all 12 rounds, and I see Fury getting this in a decision.
I know I always preach about anarchy and weird things, but I hope it is a good fight because the heavyweight division deserves it. Now, we probably do want a scenario where Fury does win, because if he wins, then we may get the ultimate, like, our favorite cruiserweight, our favorite division cruiserweight.
Usyk.
Usyk. I think pound for pound the number one guy in the world right now. I think it's outside of Canelo, obviously. Pound for pound number one right now, and Bud, of course. But we get that matchup. I don't know where it's going to be at, but we get that matchup. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I think I've been watching. Do y'all watch like some of those, like, where every fight they have the HBO specials where they show the training camp and stuff? I watched that. Like I said, Wilder's demeanor seems a little different. Maybe him getting his ass whooped maybe change that. But, yeah, man. But
I can believe the humbling. I think that is a legit point. I think your COVID point is legit as well. I think those are fantastic points. I think for Anarchy, we root for Wilder to see how long Fury Wilder 4 takes to come to fruition. Because if Wilder wins, Fury still has a win and a draw in his pocket. They can both politic to fight Usyk for the undisputed, and to make sense and make more money, they'll just fight for a 4th time and maybe even a 5th time. So for anarchy's sake, I think we root for Wilder. I think for smooth sailing towards an undisputed heavyweight champion, we root for Fury.
The worst case scenario is a draw, because then that means Anthony Joshua gets brought back in the equation.
No.
He's out.
No, not at all.
Anthony Joshua was out of it. Yeah.
Sit. You got to wait till everybody. If anything, he could get the loser of this fight and on some let's make some money on a fight thing. But no, he can wait his turn at the championship table.
Well, there we go.
Because we ain't forgot Ruiz. Don't get that part twisted.
Yeah.